Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the Lynne-Life. I wanted to do something fun this week, something a little bit different I haven't done before, and show you something I haven't shown before. Over here, right up here, are my original G.I. Joes. Well, the G.I. Joes weren't my only toy that I really cherished when I was a little kid. I also cherished this. Hot Wheels. This is my first Hot Wheel I ever received as a kid in 1968 when they first came out, and in May of 1968. And I have more, and I want to show them to you and talk to you a little bit about why I'm interested in them again. So let's get going. My name is Jonathan, and I'm a caregiver for my wife Lynn, who has a permanent brain injury. Things are a bit different now, but we're doing the best that we can. Join us as we experience the Lynne-Life. Now, when I was a young boy, just like lots of young boys, I loved cars and trucks and things like that. I had Tonka trucks, and I had lots and lots of Matchbox cars. And I had a lot of fun. I used to play with them in the dirt and stuff like that, and make roads for them and stuff like that. And then one day in the spring of 1968, my father worked in Manhattan, right in New York City, and he came home with this car. And it had surfboards. These are not the original surfboards. They disappeared probably around 1968. So I recently ordered some duplicates and put them on it. But I'm going to show you my Hot Wheel collection that still exists this day, because this changed everything for me. I did not look at Hot Wheels like I did Matchbox cars. These were special because, well, not only of the design, they were designed like little hot rods, but it was the wheels. The wheels rolled really easy and fast, and there was track that came with it, and you could race them. So these never left my home. These never left the house. I never played with them outside. I didn't want to slow them down. I took really good care of them. They were precious to me, and I have a number of them. Now, Mattel started manufacturing Hot Wheels in 1967 and released them in May of 1968, around the time that I got my first one.
They're the fastest metal cars you've ever seen. Mattel's new Hot Wheels. Collect them by themselves or get them in wild new action sets, like the drag race action set, the stunt action set, Curves race action set. Get Mattel's new Hot Wheels, the fastest metal cars you've ever seen.
That is the time period I'm most interested in. And also in 1969, because I also have some cars that were released the following year. The cars that were released in 1968 are called the Sweet 16. And I own 5 of the original Sweet 16 that were part of my collection when I was a child. And they're in very good shape because I took care of them. And I also have some of them in 1969. Now, during the last video, Justin and I went to Collectors Con, and I met a gentleman by the name of Mike Zarnock, who also has a YouTube channel called Hot Wheels TV, and he inspired me. I watched his channel and it inspired me, and I had to get out my old Hot Wheels. I knew I had them saved, had them in a case, and a Hot Wheels case, and I was looking at them. I go, man, these are in really good shape. So I started looking into more and more and decided I want to complete that Sweet 16. I'm going to start collecting Hot Wheels. Not like Mike does. Mike has the Guinness record of the largest Hot Wheel collection in the world. He has like over 30,000 cars or something like that. I'm looking at maybe my collection might be 30 cars. And that would be fine for me. That's all I need to do. So I started that this week. And I started getting on eBay, and I started buying cars. I bought 4. I gave myself a budget of $100 to start my little Hot Wheel collection. And I have also discovered how valuable they are. And back in the 60s, I think they were like 50 some odd cents, maybe 59 cents or something. Those same cars can be, I think some of mine average look like they starting bids are up around $100. You know, if they're in really nice shape, or if they're a color that's kind of rare or something like that. And in some cases they go way more than that. It's crazy. $1,500. I've seen them. You know, I guess if people really, really want it, they'll pay for it. But on average, these cars are fetching on eBay probably $30, $40 a piece. It seems like. I'm trying to get a grasp on what a good price is. And I set my own limits. And I'll discuss, as I show you these cars that I have, I'll give you their names, the year they were released, and you know, well, I only have 2 that I've bought so far here. I have 2 more coming, but I'll tell you what I've paid for some of these cars, and it should be fun. Hopefully, there's got to be some of you out there that are around my age that are digging this stuff, and maybe you have some old Hot Wheels still from your childhood, because they don't take up much space. They're easy to kind of archive. And I've decided, I got a couple cases that, like these clear cases that I've stuck on the wall, and I'm going to display them. I want to see them just like I see my G.I. Joes over here. Because next month, or actually in April 20th, Justin and I are going to Toy Fest in Syracuse, where I'll meet Mike Zarnock again. I want to talk to him about it. And maybe there'll be some vendors there that are selling some vintage Hot Wheels. I want to see how much they are. Maybe I'll pick up one. But I'm focusing right now on that Sweet 16. So let's take a look at some of my old Hot Wheels right now. Well, here's my first one. This is called the Diora. I think I'm pronouncing that right. It was manufactured in 1967 and released in May of 1968, and it is my very first Hot Wheels car. The surfboards on the back are not original. I lost them very quickly since I was only 7 years old at the time, and things like that just kind of disappeared. But I kept it in pretty good shape. You can see some of the paint has kind of chipped off a little bit on the side, although the wheels are in good shape. And it did a lot of racing. Okay, so that's all battle damage from racing down the track. But that's my very first Hot Wheels car right there. My second Hot Wheels car is this one called the Silhouette. It was also manufactured in 1967. I received it sometime in 1968. And this one was one of my favorites. I really liked the dome on it, and it was pretty fast. So I liked it a lot, and the finish on this one's pretty good shape. The wheels are a little worn, you know, the silver on the wheels, but that's for me handling it with my fingers while putting it on the track to race it. So I think that's all right. I like that kind of battle damage on a vehicle. It's been played with, and it's fine, and this was mine. Two more members of my original collection, and also members of the Sweet 16, is the Hot Heap. And I have two, because I believe they came in a set with a racetrack. That's why I have two of them. One in purple and one in green. The green is actually called antifreeze. And they're a pretty cool car, very popular car. I see a lot of them out there on the market. But they are in very good shape, both of them. Very, very good shape. Both the silver on the wheels and the actual paint and everything. There's a few, if any, chips on there at all. And they're in great shape. I am glad that I still have them. The next one in my original collection is the Custom Mustang in antifreeze, which is the color. And the paint is pretty good shape. And the wheels, a little worn, but they're pretty straight. And this is the car that I thought looked more like a car I could see driving around, while the others are pretty wild. But yeah, this is part of the Sweet 16, and this is my last car that I have that is actually part of the Sweet 16. So from this point on, I do have more cars that were mine as a child, but they are not Sweet 16s. Another cool car is I believe it's called the Torero. It's not part of the Sweet 16. It's dated 1968. And so I probably got it a little later the next year. And it's in a copper color that I like, because I don't think I have any other cars in that color. And it's pretty cool. It's a cool looking car. The silver wheels are a little worn, but the paint job is in really good shape. I was wrong. I do have sort of another copper colored car. This is the Splittin' Image. It's another early car. Probably came out in either 69 or 70. I think it was in 69 that I got this. I think I got this in a set as well, and along with track and stuff like that. Perhaps with the next car that I'm going to show you, which is very cool as well. Next from my original collection is the Twin Mill, which is one of the really cool Hot Wheel cars out there. This one's in blue, very few chips or anything on it. The wheels are in good shape. Another thing I've never mentioned, these are referred to as red lines. The earlier Hot Wheels are red lines because of the red line on the tire. And at a certain point, I think it was 1977 or something like that, the Hot Wheels changed that. And so anything from 77 back is called a red line car. And they're very, very collectible. Next is a very special car because it was my favorite. This is the Demon, and it's in great shape. Few, if any, chips. The wheels are in good shape. It was also my fastest car. It beat everybody, and I really loved it. This is underneath says 1969. So it's a 1969 red line, and it is the last of my original Hot Wheels. The other two I have to show you are ones that I just purchased this week. This car is my very first Hot Wheels purchase as an adult. This is the Jackrabbit. It's labeled the underneath it says 1969. It's not in perfect condition. The wheels are in very good shape. Generally, it would have a blue stripe down the front, and that's kind of worn off. The rest of it, there's a little bit of wear around it, but not too bad. And I only paid $10 for this car in an auction, plus shipping, which was about $5. So I got $15 in this car. So that's kind of where I like to look. Anywhere from $15 to maybe $25, somewhere in there, for a desirable car. Now, this is not one of the Sweet 16. You get into the Sweet 16 just a year older, and they have a tendency to go for more money. But that's all right. That's all right, because this is a car, I remember it, and I always wanted it, and I never got it. But now I have it. I just had to wait over 50 years. Next car is the Red Baron. I just got this one today. Came in the mail. I think I paid a little bit more, maybe $15 for this one, plus shipping, which was another $5. So I have $20 into this. This one came out, a year or so after the original 16 did. But what's cool about this car is I also built the model. I had the big model of this. It was probably a 1/32 scale or something like that. And I always wanted this Hot Wheel car. Well, now I have it. And it's in pretty good shape. I think it's missing the decals that were on the German helmet. I think there was a cross on it originally. But that's okay. They don't have to be perfect for me. So that's what I've been doing lately. I am trying to start or enlarge my Hot Wheel collection. I will tell you the two cars that I have already purchased through eBay. And the first of which is the Beatnik Bandit that I paid $26 for in auction. That's a good price. And this one, and it seems to be in pretty good shape. And the other is a custom fleet side. Paid $17.50 for that. That one seems to have a bit more war damage on it, but still not too bad. And it is one of the originals, one of the original Sweet 16, so they both are. So that'll bring me just a little bit closer to achieving the a total 16 cars from the first year, and that's what I'd like to do. That's my goal. And I am an experienced eBayer, so I know how to play the game on eBay. So, and I've been watching a lot of other videos about Hot Wheels, getting a pretty good idea what a good price is, and that's what I want to pay. And so I look for auctions that are starting low, and it helps if they end at weird times, late at night or early in the morning. So that's what I'm doing. It's kind of fun. It's hunting. It's like hunting. I'll see what happens at Toy Fest, and if there are any cars there, they're probably going to go for a lot more money there. I have a feeling, but you never know. We'll see. But I'd like to know if any of you out there are collecting Hot Wheels, or if you have any of your original, your old original Hot Wheels, or if you had Hot Wheels when you were a kid. Leave me a comment, and be sure to leave a like. You have to remember to keep doing that. Please leave a like. It really helps the channel out. Subscribe. Leave comments. Leave comments because I love to hear from you. I love to see who's watching. So I think that about does it. And we'll see you next time on The Lynne Life.